This episode of the Coat Check podcast contains foul language, adult themes, and other generally not good things. If this sounds like something you're interested in, but might get in trouble with an adult if they found out about it, let me tell you a joke. What does a pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey. Anything? What? No good? Well, this is it for the humor you're going to get with me, people. I don't make the rules. Anyway, listen only if you're an adult.
Hot dog here, hot dog. Colossal hot dog.
You find yourself in the middle of a desert at midnight. You've no idea how you arrived here. You don't even know where here is. All you know is what you see. The desert, the cold and uncaring desert, stretching out against the horizon, as vast and as terrifying as the empty night sky above. And so you walk. The sand is impetuous under your feet, constantly shifting and transforming, hoping that a brief moment of carelessness leaves you swallowed in its horrible, horrible maw. The air leaves your skin red and raw, aching for a coat you do not have, longing for warmth you cannot find. You walk and you walk and you walk as your legs grow heavier, protesting your orders, begging for a respite from your endless attempt at survival. The frozen night bears down on you, an immovable weight on your back, and with each step, your eyelids grow heavy, your heart slows to a mere tapping, and you know that there will be no escape from this hell you do not understand. And then, the sun. The first golden beams rain down magnanimously on your weary frame, urging you onward, giving you hope, filling your battered and embittered soul with nourishment from the gods, like a newborn flower born from the concrete. Reinvigorated, you continue your long and hollow march, desperately searching for an end to the sandy and ruined expanse ahead. But the sun. The sun was your closest friend, and thus its dagger found the closest purchase to your heart. Now, with the domineering control over the sky, the warmth grows malignant, searing heat beating down on your defeated form, each pore on your skin a gaping and mortal wound. The sand is everywhere, constantly grading you down to nothing, filling the air until your breath brings no comfort, only more misery, only more shards of glass inside your once hopeful chest. The sun granted you hope, gave you the promise of life, and now it will destroy you. Your body acts on its own now, shambling across the dunes, lost and alone, seeking a salvation that cannot be granted. Your joints are on fire. Every step sends you careening off the edge of another imagined cliff with no bottom in sight. You just want to sleep. 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 And so, condemned and forgotten, you resign yourself to your fate. You do not remember who you were before this moment, but you know you could not have deserved this. The desert does not believe in fair. And so you lay your weary head upon the scalding pillow, and you start to drift. It appears. It should not be here, but it stands before you, a benevolent angel to rescue you from this nightmare, this world of pain and suffering, of conflict and erosion. It stands before you with wings extended, with arms held out to you. Salvation! Finally, there will be no more worry. There will be no more pain. Mercy! A word once freely slipping from your lips, now received like manna from the heavens. You live anew. You are reborn, reinvigorated. The breath of life pulsing through your body. No, not pulsing, pounding. A divine purpose filling every cell, every molecule. And you sing hosannas and paeans. You scream your gratitude into the empty void. For this, your hero, your God. It is a brand new episode of the Coat Check podcast starring Jeremy Mower, Tom Dominkovich, and with special guest producer Ron Rucci. Ron, the theme. That's it. That's the intro.
That's it. That was rather short.
Yeah, right? For
Wow.
2 pages, I think I did well.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that.
I don't love you anymore. No, this isn't some mistake.
Hello! Welcome back, everyone. This is the Coat Check podcast that we're still doing for some reason. My name is Jeremy Mower.
My name's Tom Dominkovich.
Tom.
I'm Ron.
Oh, Ron,
Hey,
we
Ron.
let you into the virtual closet.
Well, actually, I'm in a closet.
You're in a closet. I am also in a closet because I believe in fidelity. Tom, are you in a closet?
No, I moved into a new house and I don't have any closets big enough for this. So I'm recording in a bedroom that we don't use.
I would think that when you were shopping for a new house, you would have looked into closet size as like an important criterion.
I did not think about that because I thought this podcast, like everybody thought this podcast was deader than disco. So that's why I didn't even think about it.
And yet here we are.
Here we are. Yep.
All right. So here's our bit of exposition for the listeners. Back in March, Tom Dominkovich had a small, don't worry about it, a small aneurysm, which as a result gave him a lot of very well-defined opinions on a lot of different subjects. And we suddenly had more ideas for the podcast than we knew what to do with. And it would have been great. And then COVID happened. And we haven't been able to do any episodes because it depends on us being in a very confined space, which would not be good. We don't support that. We want people to be safe. And we need to set an example by not doing this podcast.
Yep.
But you gentlemen contacted me. I've been out of contact for about, what month is it? October?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been out of contact for 7 months with you guys. And then you contacted me and said that we need to do an episode. I will yield the floor to you guys. Tell our fan
Code friend.
why we're doing this episode.
Ron, should you go or should I go?
Oh, it's well, Tom and I obviously we work together. There's been a lot of heated debate over the past, I don't know, it feels like 4 or 5 months, but like
Several months, yeah.
COVID is a fickle mistress, and time is going very fast and also very slow at the same time. So I don't know, maybe we just started talking about it last week. Who the fuck knows? What I do know is that we're talking about hot dogs today.
Talking about microwaving or not microwaving hot dogs.
Yeah.
I am just don't think that I'm just creating dead air by accident. I really want to let that point set in with people.
Yeah.
The reason that after, what has it been, like 10 months, 11 months?
I checked, November of last year was the Trish episode. So
Yep.
we're
So
approaching a full year.
11 months ago was our last episode. This should have died.
Yeah.
It is just, we don't have a concept. We are just another podcast with mediocre white men rambling about nothing in particular.
Mediocre
And
at
yet-
best.
Yeah.
And yet-
that was my line.
Fitting for the Halloween season, we are like a zombie,
Yeah.
undead, shambling across the earth. So that we
I
can
should have had
talk
you guys
about-
dress up for the Halloween, spooky Halloween episode.
Oh man, tell me the video of this isn't going out, because I don't want to spoil the viewer with my word pictures, but COVID has not been kind to me. I have put on every pound I once lost and then some. I am just a mess.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
All right. So before we get started with the main event, which I know is what everyone is listening for, I'm sure we'll have to lie and tell them like, oh, we've got some insightful thoughts on the election or something like that. And then they tune in. It's fucking hot dogs. No, we're talking about microwaving hot dogs. How have you guys been? How are you handling the after times?
I basically go to work, and that's it.
All right, Tom, to you. How are you handling life with COVID?
It is a little tricky of a question because shortly after the face mask became mandatory, I had some mental issues going on with dealing with all of this. It was a whole lot more for me to take in than I thought. So I have missed a significant amount of work, but I'm still able to do it. Like, I haven't missed a whole lot of time, but I can't miss any more time or I'm going to lose health insurance.
That's
Yeah.
what a fantastic state our nation is in, that you're in
Yeah.
that predicament.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, and Caitlin's been able to work from home, so and I've been able to work at
retail establishment.
and of course I just talked about buying a new house, and thankfully we're both able to keep our jobs with that whole horrible process that you have to go through to buy a house. But she's doing great. I'm doing a whole lot better mentally, and yeah, just working for the weekend, bro.
So, Tom, without realizing it, you said the forbidden name of the grocery store chain where we work.
Yeah.
Now, normally,
I shook my head at you.
This is a physical gag, which is, of course, the best form for an audio medium. But usually we have a bucket of Nickelodeon slime, which has expired, like is unsafe for us to have that. But it's usually hanging over your head in the closet for exactly the scenario. But we're doing this remote. So
Wait, I'm in the closet.
Like, Ron.
No.
Wait, are you by the blue blanket? Ron, you got scooch.
Oh, no.
So, Tom, we'll just go ahead. We'll vamp for about 20, 30 minutes. If you could go ahead and make some Nickelodeon slime, the instructions are online, and then dump it over your own head.
Yeah.
That would be appreciated.
There you got it.
All right, so we're back. No.
We're back.
Cool edit, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, keep in mind, for the people anyone who's listening to this in the moment knows who we are, because we've got like 8 listeners and we've got compromise over all of them to make them listen. But for the people of the future, when this thing just takes off and we've got millions of listeners, we're all working at grocery stores during the coronavirus, which is just a fantastic pairing right now.
I wouldn't recommend anything else. That's top billing.
Yeah, it was great in the month of March when we were compared to superheroes and told that we were, just the bravest of the brave. And then April happened, and like so many items at a grocery store, that idea hit its expiration date. So we've just been in a world of pain since.
Yeah,
You're entering a world of pain.
Yeah.
I don't have a follow-up to that. Just world of pain. That's what I'm walking away from it with.
You're entering a world of pain.
World of Pain.
Aren't we all?
Very accurate to the shit that we have to go through every single day at work. It's been a world of pain.
A world of pain.
So, speaking of a world of pain, hot dogs.
Hot dog.
Ah.
So I want you guys to tell me, what is your history? I know I'm going to regret this because this is inevitably going to be a Tom story. What is your personal history with hot dogs?
You want to go first, Tom, or you want me to go first?
I'll go for it. I'm gonna go for it. So like we said, for several months, we have been talking about whether or not it is acceptable to microwave your hot dogs. And I've posted this on Facebook, and I got very, very mixed reviews, pretty much split right down the middle. Either you're for it or you're against it. Of course, we're not really going to be able to solve any of this because, of course, this is just opinion based. But I feel that we have struck a nerve here with this hot dog debate, and it is tearing people apart. And I think it's worthy of an episode.
We have tapped the cultural vein
Yeah.
This
with
is
this
asking for it.
incredibly incendiary take.
we are opening the floodgates
Yeah.
right now, is what we're doing.
There has been no greater debate in the past, I would say at least 3 weeks, than what is about to unfold.
I welcome you to the final 2020 presidential debate.
The hot dog itself, that's the main course. What I was looking for, Tom, before you ignored my question, was a bit more of an aperitif, talking about like your personal opinions of hot dogs on the whole. Is it a meal you trend towards? How many can you fit in your mouth at once? That sort of thing.
The number of the counting shall be 3.
So if you're at the ballpark, are you eating a hot dog?
Sure.
If you're at a cookout, are you going for burgers? Are you going for sausages? Are you going for hot dogs?
If there's a option to do sausages over hot dogs, then I'm gonna do sausages.
Makes sense to me. Agreed. Ron?
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Depends on the sausage, I guess. Though, if it's I don't know. I guess that then you would be depending on how the hot dog's cooked, and which is a whole other argument for today. So,
Right.
yeah, no,
Right.
sausage over hot dogs, 100%.
That's fair. You know what? For people who haven't been keeping up with me personally, right now, my wife is juggling our new 2-month-old daughter, who my wife's probably desperately waiting for me to get back and help. So I can sense you guys just wanting to just lunge right into this 60 minutes quality discussion
Yes.
about whether you should be able to microwave a hot dog. So we can get right to it. Tom, I can't help but notice you've pulled out your phone. Is that right?
I have my phone out. Yeah, is that okay?
Well, here's the thing. It seemed like you were really the driving force behind this topic, because I did not respond to you on Facebook.
You did not.
And
Neither
what
did
you
I.
instead chose to do was you followed up by texting me at 2 a.m. and asking. And again, I have at that point a 1-month-old daughter. Like, she is just fresh out of the oven. And you text me at 2 a.m. to ask what my opinion was on the idea of microwaving a hot dog. So this clearly means quite a bit to you.
Like I said, we're opening the floodgates here. This is no hold barred coat check at its best.
I'm glad
a Rock'em Sock'em episode.
you are just smashing that like and subscribe in mid episode.
Yes.
You're not even waiting to see how this turns out.
It's already good.
From my perspective as the moderate here, I know that we want to present this as two sides. Tom, I believe, arguing that you can microwave a hot dog. Ron arguing that you cannot. While I would love to treat that as two sides, what it looks like from here is Ron is a rational, every man of the people, a real Joe Sixpack who gets what people are about.
I believe
Tom,
the term is people's champ.
You are a people's champion, yeah. And Tom, you are essentially the Unabomber punching out a letter on a broken typewriter in a cave
With a bunch of scraps!
that you've hooked up to a generator. The typewriter, not the cave. That would be weird, an electric cave.
Say it like that. It makes you sound incredibly biased.
I am incredibly biased. Why you had me on, I'm at a loss. So, that said, Tom, this is your chance. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to think about what you're going to say. Get the American flag going behind you if you have one handy, and tell us in what might be just the evidence that the police present to the court.
My argument is that it is totally okay. It is totally acceptable to microwave your own hot dogs as opposed to just boiling them in water or grilling them. You can nuke those bad boys for less than a minute, put them in a bun, put some mustard on it, and then eat it. And then all of that takes about like maybe a little over 2 minutes. So my main argument here is time preservation. And I'm able to play more Madden if I'm able to microwave a hot dog. You know, I'm able to watch more 311 box set without being distracted by constantly flipping hot dogs over in a grill. That's my thing. I think it's totally Ron. Don't do that.
I know. I did
What?
a visual gag for
Yeah,
an audio
don't do that.
podcast. That's amazing.
Ron loaded the American flag on his phone because none of us are patriotic enough to have an American flag in our closets or man cave, respectively.
No,
Yeah, I don't have one up there.
no.
So, Tom, I'm sorry. Ron interrupted you callously while you were giving your diatribe. I believe you were moving on to how you're playing Madden.
Yeah. Oh, I got Madden 21. It's amazing.
Boom!
Lamar Jackson. I mean, forget about it. But anyways, going back to hot dogs. Like I'm saying, like I just think that it's okay, and I have nothing against microwaving a hot dogs. However, like hot dogs, they're not the most cultured of foods. I mean, you're not going to get like a good, you know, like high quality hot dog. It's always going to be just a hot dog. Like you may pay more for it, but in the end, it's going to end up tasting like ketchup and mustard anyways. So you don't have to go through all this fuss or waiting a whole lot longer to cook a hot dog when you can just microwave it for less than a minute.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Sure.
It's distracting because I haven't been able to see your eyes this entire time. I'm just watching your mouth enunciate. Oh, there we go. Hey, Tom.
There we go. All right.
And what's really concerning is the fact that your argument is more cogent and coherent than like any of the presidential debates. But that said, Ron, Tom argues that, you know, a hot dog's going to taste the same no matter what you do to it, and all hot dogs are created equal by their creator. What say you?
Well, for me, I enjoy cooking. I'm not like very good at it, but like I can hold my own in a kitchen.
Big man with the spoon over here. Huh?
Yeah, I've
Sir, you've had your time to speak.
right. I only interrupted you with a American flag, so please. Mauer can attest to this. There was a point in our lives where people would be over my house like every Wednesday, and we'd hang out, and food was like breakfast. I made breakfast for everyone most days.
Yeah, that was last Wednesday.
Yeah, no
one was wearing masks.
Yeah,
there were like 40, 45 people. Tom wasn't there, which was weird.
Yeah, I forgot to tell. The invite's in the mail, Tom.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing, Tom.
All right.
No one ever got sick, to my knowledge, from food that I made, except for one specific instance where maybe a lot of bacon wrapped scallops were cooked. Maybe one of our esteemed guests wanted to set the record for how many they ate or something.
This seems like an ad hoc attack, and I do not have to stand for it, except that I didn't bother to bring a chair into this closet.
Oh, and also, you're not even who I'm debating, so that's weird. But still, it's not that hard to not microwave a hot dog. Like, pan fry it. Takes, I don't know, 5 minutes. You're just warming it up. Going to taste infinitely better than if it's microwaved. If you have a grill, that's going to take a little while because you got to, heat it up and stuff. And I will concede that firing up a grill for a single hot dog is kind of a waste of time. But you know what you can do? You can cook all 8 of them at once, refrigerate the ones you don't eat, and then warm them up as you go through about your daily week.
It's a pretty pragmatic approach.
Yep, and you only have to do it the once, and once it's cooked properly, like on a grill or boiled or whatever, you want to heat it up in the microwave, that's fine. Why? Because you're just heating it up at that point. You're not cooking it. The grill cooks it. The pan cooks it. Boiling it, kind of weird. To get that hot dog flavor watered, that's a Limp Bizkit reference. All of those add flavor. Microwaving does not. All you're doing is warming it up. You're circumventing the cooking process. It'd be like having a Cubano and not toasting it. That is my argument.
It'll
Utilizing
be like
the classic
having a
Tom
big party, but
Dominkovich.
not inviting one of your best friends.
Tom, we
Tom,
didn't.
you don't understand. Four people have already tested positive from that party. Like, you did not want to be there. It is
Also-
actually a logistical nightmare.
I was working, so I wasn't even there.
Yeah, I actually just broke into his house. He happened to have hot dogs in the fridge. I ran with it.
Right.
Tom, Ron maintains that hot dogs are not cooked when you put them in the microwave. How do you respond to that?
So most of the hot dogs that you buy at the grocery store, especially the one that we work at, those hot dogs are already cooked, and all you need to do is heat them up. And heating them up in the microwave, totally okay. It's not the most glamorous way to do it, and of course, it's not like super crispy like when you put it on the grill, or it's not like soaked in its own flavor when you boil it in water. But I forgot where I was going with this. Hold on one second.
Welcome to intermission.
Ron, you can edit this out, right?
No, I'm gonna put some of that like elevator music in there or something. Maybe Jeopardy theme. Now I don't have to.
So like, say if you have like raw chicken, of course you need to cook that some other way rather than just a microwave. If you're microwaving raw chicken, then you're gonna have a bad time. But if you're microwaving an already cooked hot dog, like those hot dogs in the packet when you buy them from the grocery store are already cooked, and all you need to do is heat them up.
So to clarify your stance here, you're saying that as long as it's not food poisoning, as long as it's technically edible, it's a perfectly acceptable way to go about it. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
All right. So if I want some pancakes and I go to a store, I'm not going to say the store name because I respect Ron and don't want to make his life harder. But if I go to a store and I buy pancake mix and I'm like, you know what? It takes too much time firing the pan up, mixing all the ingredients together. Instead, I'm going to take a big old spoon and just dig into the mix itself and just munch down on that. Now, that won't kill me.
You gotta add some.
That is edible. Would you say that is equivalent to having a pancake?
No. Pancakes need to be cooked. You can't just reach into the fucking batter.
Well, pancakes don't need to be cooked because there's nothing in that pancake mix that's going to make me sick. There aren't any eggs in there yet. So I could just eat that mix and be fine.
You can, but should you?
Oh, now we're coming up to it.
You
can technically cook a hot dog in a microwave, but should you?
Yes.
Should you, Tom?
Yes, a pancake is, if you're just eating the batter, that's not really the pancake. There are more ingredients to pancakes rather than just batter. With hot dogs, it's just fucking hot dogs.
No, you got to have a bun. You got to throw like ketchup on there. I know I like onions. I know you don't. So, onions are optional, but it's got to have something. You can't just eat a plain hot dog.
No.
Right.
But the issue isn't the condiments here. We all agree that hot dogs need condiments.
Eggs in the pancake world are the condiment. You can put that on the t-shirt.
The t-shirt that we will never get because we couldn't get to 100 YouTube subscribers, you fucking quitters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess you guys have put your cases together, right? Like that's you've said what you needed to say.
I mean, I have other things that I got to say, but that's the gist of it.
I want to make an argument that the only will you get out of here?
Hi, Caitlin.
Hello, Caitlin.
Hi.
We all miss you. You're the better part of this couple.
Thanks, Mower. Hi, Ron.
Will you get out of here?
No.
This is fascinating to see a relationship strain in real time over a Zoom call.
You got to get those
closets, which is how
man.
most Zoom calls are going during this period of time.
Pretty much. I want to make an argument that I can understand why you think it would be unacceptable to microwave a hot dog. Like I said, it's not glamorous, but the wrong way to eat a hot dog is cold. That is what I'm going to say.
But it's already fully cooked, Tom.
But you need to heat it up. You can't just fucking eat it right out of the packet. Look, I watched a woman that I work with eat smart dogs right out of the packet, and I almost got physically ill.
Geez, look at this highfalutin metropolitan northerner telling us that we have to heat up our hot dogs. Look at you, so glamorous. Ooh, I bet you're just putting on your eyeshadow. Listen, if it's not poisonous, technically I can eat it any way I want. I'm just going to slather it in ketchup anyway. So why should I have to do something as elaborate as cook it?
But cooking it is only a minute. And if it's a smart dog, then it's less than that.
A minute
smart dog is like 17 seconds to cook.
If memory serves, a minute is 20% of a quarter in a Madden game. Boom. Which means that I could be that much closer to being done with the game. Maybe score a touchdown drive, like
at least just 3 fake punts.
Yeah, 3 fake punts and then a real punt because he went 3 and out. That's a lot of time, a minute. And since we've established that apparently things like grilling or boiling or preparing hot dogs are just the way of the bourgeois, then the idea that you got to heat it up at all, I don't see why we have to stop there. Why don't we just eat hot dogs cold? It's fine. Just dunk them in ketchup until, your pain goes away.
We can call them cold dogs.
Cold dogs. Hell, put that on the packaging.
That's also a t-shirt.
2,000 years later.
Do we have any mail in the mailbag?
We do have mail. We just totally skipped over that.
Oh, no. Guys, it's been a while. I'm rusty, and I thought I had access to that email account. Apparently, I don't.
Well, who does? Because I don't.
I do.
I gave Tom the password.
What, did he change it on you?
I don't know. It was in lieu of a wedding gift, so.
Podcast was his wedding gift.
But,
since we are masters of flow, let's hear these emails.
All right, so we got one from our good buddy Dexter.
Code friend.
I know him.
Hi, Dexter. Yep.
Hello.
He says, "Greetings and salutations, gentlemen." I'm sure, Ron, you're going to cue in the mailbag music. Do you have mailbag music? Maybe we can use that Blues Clues.
I don't think we've ever had mailbag music.
No, I used Wait a Minute, Mr. Postman once, and then Blues Clues. I'd have to come up with something else that references mail somehow. I don't know. We'll see.
Mail, here is your mail. It's here in my bag, not in bucket or pail. I bring it through hailstorm or blizzard or gale, for I am the man who delivers your mail.
He says, "Long-time listener, second-time emailer. I hope you are doing well on this fine day, and I trust it will be you." Let's skip ahead. Skip ahead to the main course because
Thank God you read this in advance.
He had. This email makes it in time for your recording because it is important that my non-essential opinion be read out loud, and want to be clear on this. Hot dogs are good microwaved, boiled, steamed, grilled, pan-fried, pot-fried. Heated on an engine block would likely work if you had some foil and all other conceivable ways. I think someone who is particularly about their hot dog cooking method is not really a fan at all, and merely a visitor trying out the scenery. Sorry, the font is very, very small on my phone. I think the same person would likely argue that you need hot dog buns to have a good hot dog, where I do appreciate the style of bread, aka soft and easy to just gulp down in 30 seconds or less. It takes a real hot dog fan to eat a hot dog. Any kind of bread works. I hope this ruffles some feathers and gets you gents thinking. We are privileged in America / the West to have these options, and I don't see the difference as important. I digress and want to say thank you again for your time. Rather, you are welcome for my time typing this out. Take care, gentlemen. Dexter King. So he sent a good bit there. And of course, like with hot dogs, you can eat them cold. You can eat them right out of the packet. Of course, it tastes better with a bun. It tastes better with ketchup and mustard, but it's totally okay to microwave a hot dog. Totally
Imagine
okay.
the lunacy of being like, oh no, I'm a beer fan. And then you get this $17 IPA and you drink it. Oh, that's a good beer. Oh, here's a natty ice. Oh, that's a good beer. Oh, here's this fantastic stout. That's a good beer. Here's a bottle I pissed in after I drank a beer. Oh, that's a good beer. Like, no, not all beers are created equal. Not all hot dog cooking methods are created equal. Like you're arguing in bad faith. Now I'm angry.
You are angry.
See that?
I
But
am
you-
angry.
And that was a hot take. I want to say that was a hot take.
Which, his or mine?
Both of yours. Both of you had good takes on that. It like no matter what the hot dog, it's going to taste like a hot dog. And
Wrong.
yes, no. Well, look, of course it tastes slightly different, but if that slightly different taste causes you to cook him for longer, then that's not really necessary. You don't necessarily need to grill a hot dog to enjoy a hot dog. You can microwave it too.
Like, I question your definition of the word enjoy. Like, you are not enjoying a hot dog, you are enduring a hot dog.
I'm enjoying it whenever I microwave it.
Ron, I've kept you quiet for a while. Do you want to step in here?
Well, for me, my argument has always been if you went to that hypothetical party we had on Wednesday, and I was actually there, and I had 5 different plates of hot dogs, one of them stacked up, like they're all nice and stacked and pretty and stuff, and
wonderful.
You got your pile of grilled, nice and grilled, not too burnt, but you got a little bit of that crunch. You got your the pan fried, a little, same concept. You're not gonna have those grill marks. You got your boiled, which. Joke's on you. I saved all that hot dog water and now they're in your ice cubes. And you got
these are good ice cubes.
Right.
All ice cubes are the same.
Yeah. And then at the end you have, your pile of, right, it wouldn't be much of a pile, of microwaved hot dogs just sitting there all sad. I mean, like, which hot dog would you grab? It wouldn't be the microwaved one. For sure. You'd be lying if you told me that it was.
Yeah, Tom, which hot dog would you choose if you had grilled, fried, boiled, and microwaved all laid out in front of you?
Like a Twinkie.
Ron, don't lose the thread here. Which one would you choose first?
I would go with grilled.
How about second?
Second, microwave.
I love these visual gags.
Yeah, you can't see it, but
I'm inside my closet, and it's like I am in a small cell at this point, just trapped with my negative opinions. If you grill a hot dog, you wind up with a delicious char, and it gives it a new texture. If you boil a hot dog, or steam, it basically pumps the thing full of water so that the inner juices come bursting out with every bite. If you pan fry, it's kind of a happy medium, plus you get the nice little oily coating of whatever you pan fry it in. What does a microwave contribute?
Speed.
Yes.
You can't taste speed.
Ron.
You can't.
You cannot taste speed.
Right.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
So
saying that you enjoy something and then saying that, well, you don't care how it turns out, then you don't really enjoy it. That would be like my saying I enjoy video games. I don't really care about the duration or what kind of game it is or who its audience is or if it even functions. If it's just a bunch of scattered code, I'm just having a blast with that. You'd throw me in a loony bin, which is a dated reference. There aren't any loony bins anymore.
I don't think so, no. Could be wrong.
It might be like the Massachusetts home for the terminally bewildered, I think, but
they got to work on that name.
Yeah. Tom, what say you to my incredibly coherent point?
Honestly, I was fading in and out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right,
you
Tom,
wanted this podcast.
Tom, here's one for you. I got one for you. So we have at our place of employment, they have graciously allowed us to have a 30-minute unpaid break, lunch break. Um, 30 minutes. You got to punch out at the clock, and then you got to walk through the store, get to the break room. Takes about a minute. So I mean, it's like 28 once you count the walking thing. You tend to bring your own food most days, at least these days. But previously in the past, you took advantage of our delicious sandwiches for your meal for a meal. You may be wondering, what does this have to do with hot dogs? My argument, which is against your argument, is that you always took the time to toast said sandwich in the microwave, or in the toaster oven, even though you had very limited time on your break. So why didn't you just microwave the sandwich if it's all the same? That's
and you were
that's
there
my
when I
question to
did
you.
microwave the sandwich.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring that up.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ron, for making me bring that up. Anyways,
Tom, what happened when you microwaved the sandwich?
Ron, you told me that one way to really cook the sandwich is to microwave it first and then toast it a little bit later.
Yeah, you got to do both.
Why would you put it in the microwave first if you're just going to toast it later?
Because the microwave toasts it, cooks it on the inside. It doesn't cook the outside, doesn't crisp it up nicely, which is what you would get in a toaster oven. Microwaving it for a little bit cooks the inside. And then toasting it, because you're limited on time in the break room when we're at our place of work. You don't really have time to cook it all the way through in a toaster oven. Like you're not going to sit there and wait 20 minutes for your sandwich to toast fully all the way through. The microwave cooks from the inside out. So you get the inside cooked, warmed up. Outside gets toasted with the toaster oven. Kind of the best of a shitty situation with the limited amount of time that we have in our break room.
Right. I hear you. But microwaving a sandwich and microwaving hot dogs are two different things.
Fully cooked. Both of them.
No. I'm saying like the microwave, if you put the Cubano sandwich in the microwave for blah, 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 it'll ruin your sandwich. But if you can put your hot dog in the microwave for a minute, then it doesn't ruin the hot dog.
See, I would argue it does.
I would argue that it doesn't. And honestly, it tastes a little bit better if it's grilled.
I think you're microwaving your Cubano wrong.
But I would say that it's just a hot dog. It's not the most glamorous of food. It's already not very cultured. What's to stop me from doing it the way that I want to do it? And the way that I want to do it is microwaving it.
Well, if you want to blow your brains out, that's your right. We can't stop you from that. It doesn't make it a good idea. It's not something I would recommend to other people. The point is that if you're going to enjoy something, you should be concerned with the quality. Even if you take the cheapest foodstuffs that you can come up with, even if you consider water, the difference between the taste of the water at your place and the taste of the water at mine is incredibly different. Ron just flashed a canned water, which again, audio medium, that's going to taste completely different from the water at either of our places. And yet that is just the most basic flavorless thing. And we can enjoy the difference in those, and that will affect our enjoyment of the whole thing. You don't just go water is water. So for you to say a hot dog is a hot dog, and it doesn't matter because it's lesser in your mind, it doesn't matter what you do with it, as long as it fulfills its basic function, it's really reductivist. If you enjoy a hot dog, you should care about how it's prepared. You should think about why you enjoy it.
Right. But, I don't know. That was a good point. But honestly, I know, I don't want to keep repeating myself. But I'm just saying that if you microwave it, grill it, pan fry it, boil it, it's still going to be good. It's still going to taste like ketchup and mustard in a bun. So no need to go through all this fuss for grilling. Like I'm saying, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but that's what I'm doing.
You're confusing good with not disgusting. They are going to be different qualities, taste different ways, feel different ways, and some of them are going to be a lot better built for the palate than others.
I think the difference is very, very small to next to none, in my opinion.
Then there is only one way to settle this. we need to have a blind tasting.
I was going to say food fight.
Food fight. No, not a food fight. That wouldn't make sense. But it would be great for this audio medium. No, we need to have, at a later date, a blind tasting where Tom prepares hot dogs of different stripes. He grills one, he boils one, and then he microwaves one. And he sees if he can pass off the microwave one as somehow comparable to the others. Because I guarantee you, you put those hot dogs down in front of me, I know those wieners, and I will be able to tell you which one is the microwave one 100 times out of 100. The end.
All right, that about does it for this episode.
Do you guys have anything else?
I've got one last.
I asked you a question. Have you ever had a microwave hot dog?
Yeah, of course I've had a microwave hot dog, and I live to tell the tale. Yeah, you grow up with poor parents. Sometimes they just want to get something in front of you quick. And sometimes, yeah, you microwave a hot dog because it's going to be too inconvenient to boil the water and wait for that to get up. You know, especially if you're having a single hot dog, I can understand the convenience factor, but it doesn't taste as good. You're not going to convince me that it's as good as a regular hot dog. It's just enough.
I would say it's not as good grilled, but like it's definitely like I said, in my opinion, it's just as good if you boil them. I mean, it takes a minute.
I think that boiling them affects the texture and leaves them a lot juicier with more snap.
Yeah, I had a lot of boiled hot dogs growing up.
I've also had a lot of boiled hot dogs growing up. That was the way that my mom and dad trained my brother and I to cook them. And then my brother decided that he was going to microwave them. And when he did it, it blew my mind. Under a minute, 2 perfectly good hot dogs. Eat the hot dogs, be on your way, keep doing shit. And Ron, let me tell you something. If I could microwave hot dogs at work, then I would.
So why haven't you?
You have a microwave. You have a microwave. You have hot dogs. You could easily microwave hot dogs at work if you were so inclined, but you have not.
Quick, delicious meal. You'd have
Ron,
28 minutes for the rest of
your... Want to watch me eat a microwaved hot dog?
No.
Why is it up to what I'm watching you do?
I'd rather you not microwave hot dogs, but you're still going to do it. It's not like I kick you out of my house because you microwaved a hot dog. I'd give you shit for it. That's all. That's what this is. This podcast is just us giving you shit about microwaving a hot dog, I guess. That's just what it's boiled down to.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You see that?
That was a good one.
Jeez, you should be running this show.
Nah.
Do you guys have anything else on this incredibly infuriating topic?
I want to quote something from Mike Gaudet, who I know that you work with at
Hot Dog.
He left me.
Tom, you did it again, dude.
I know I did it, Mower. Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
I got to edit something, right?
This episode was going too well.
So he left me a message, and I'm going to play it for you. Hopefully it comes through and is loud enough for you to understand. But here is what Mike Gaudet has to say.
All right, Tom, here's my hot take on hot dogs. Microwaving them is superior. Any other way, like, nobody wants grilled hot dogs. They always have the burnt char on them. Who the hell wants that on a hot dog? You're already stooping to a low by eating a hot dog. It's not like you're going to order a hot dog at a restaurant. So right there, that tells you all you need to know. No one looks at a menu at a restaurant. I'm not talking hot dog stand. I'm talking restaurant and orders a hot dog. So at home, what does it matter how you cook it, first of all? So get off your pedestal if you're grilling these things or roast them in a pan, whatever. Sometimes I want to come home after work and in less than 5 minutes, microwave the hot dogs, eat the hot dogs, and get back to playing some video game. I don't have time to I'm going to cook this in a pan. I'm going to use a special oil. Look at this char on the side of the hot dog. Fuck that. Just make your hot dogs, make it quick, get them down.
That is what Mike Gaudet has to say.
Was he in the back of a cop car? What happened at the end there?
That was the recording of Craig.
That was the cops going, okay, please put the gun down, sir. We understand.
So this is the recording that you heard after Mike Gaudette.
Oh. All right. All right.
Jesus.
That was Craig.
I have to say, credit where credit's due, Tom. The way that you waited to play that recording was nothing short of a master stroke. Mike, I considered you a brother and one of my dearest friends, because oddly enough, no one wants to talk to me or interact with me in any meaningful capacity. So by sheer process of elimination, you're it, buddy. But now you've got me reconsidering how I feel about you. The idea that you're just throwing food into your body, food that you worked for. So think about this. Any food that's in your house, the sweat of your brow earned you that food. And now you're going to take what you worked so hard for,
Hot dogs.
and just do whatever? Just eat it in the most baseline way possible? Like, no, it's not my fault for feeling strongly about this. You know, I'm not wrong to be passionate about the way I do this. You're wrong for saying, oh no, like, you know, just do whatever. These losers, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. No, I've done a lot more thinking about this than you have, than Mike has. And his fantasy football team sucks.
You know something? You suck.
And shame on
fucking
both of
got
you.
him.
Shame on both of you. The idea that, for some reason, you guys need so much time playing video games that you cannot bear the 10 seconds to set a pot of water on a stove and then to revisit it to drop a hot dog in. There goes another 10 seconds. And then to pull the hot dog out, which really you're pulling the hot dog out of the microwave anyway. So that's pretty much the same thing. Shame on you.
You got the time all mixed up, and you don't know what to do. 311.
What are you talking about?
311. Ron gets it.
311, yeah. Show the show the box set for all of our viewers who can't see.
I 311 Limp
Hell
Bizkit.
yeah.
What is this? Woodstock 99? I just did a series of fist pumps that, again, no one can see. Well, I'd say we beat this dead horse, which will later be made into a hot dog, further to death. Guys, I ran out at the end there.
Yeah. Mike's passion for microwaving hot dogs put me at a loss for words, because like I would never microwave a hot dog, but like I don't know. I guess I wouldn't fight somebody who microwaves a hot dog. Tom and I get into it a lot at work. But,
Often.
I wouldn't throw hands. I mean, I wouldn't throw hands in general, but even if I did throw hands would not be thrown over how you cooked a microwave. Or
But you can at least you at least think though that you're better than me because I microwave hot dogs. Is that right?
I think I just have.
I think I'm better
less
than
laziness.
you for a number of reasons. Like, I think there are quite a few reasons why I am better than you. Yes.
Uh-huh. Your hair looks stupid. You need a haircut.
Well, in part, I'm wearing these headphones. Hold on, let me take these off. So what do you think about that?
Not good.
Yeah, I'm not getting a haircut because, again, I work at a grocery store. And as a result, I'm interacting with a lot of people, and I consider myself a high-risk vector for COVID-19, and I don't want to go to a barber shop and spread that to someone else. So
I go to my.
I'm gonna wait
my
on
bathroom.
that haircut. Yeah, I could take a buzz cut, but I don't want to. I'm fine with it growing out for a bit. I hope that things will get better soon. But you know, it's that sort of empathy and higher level thinking that leads me to believe that I would never microwave a hot dog.
No, I think you should try it. If you're in a rush, like say
I have tried it before.
You got your hands full with the kids. Are you going to nuke those bad boys? Or are you going to take some sweet ass time and boil them?
Because here's the thing.
Earth and water.
let me explain. When Bridge and I, my lovely wife, when we started going out, she asked me to cook her something. And I was, at the time, a complete cooking moron. I had no idea what I was doing.
An idiot sandwich.
So I wanted to look up online a recipe that I felt could work, that would be an actual meal to give her. And what I landed on online was a dish called chili dog casserole.
Everyone loves chili dogs.
And it was layers of like beans and cheese and tortilla, and then a layer of like hot dogs in the middle. So basically they were hot dog burritos. They were these thick, disgusting. It was a horrible idea. It did not work at all. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't say, Bridget, we're going to just eat hot dogs anyway, so it doesn't really matter how I present them or how I prepare them. I went, no, that was awful. I'm sorry about that awful experience because the taste of food matters. I promise I won't make that again and I'll get better. And you know what? She married me. Flip this dresser.
So there you go.
How is it that when you guys came up with the podcast idea, I'm the one who wound up the most passionate about it?
Because honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really bother me.
Doesn't bother me either.
Yeah, you guys decide on another topic that, once again, you don't feel too strongly about.
No, it's not like I'd go to war over somebody microwaving a hot dog, but like I said, I will poke fun at somebody who does. That's all.
Well, as usual, we've arrived at a place where no one has grown or accepted any other viewpoint than their own. And this whole thing's been a tremendous waste of time.
Basically like 2020.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any
That's
closing thoughts from you guys about hot dogs?
Legalize it.
Legalize hot dogs.
Microwaving hot dogs.
Free the hot dogs.
No, just legalize hot dogs. They should be legal everywhere. You shouldn't have to get a permit to have hot dogs. They're medicinal, okay?
Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we wrap things up here?
Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we need like 78 more, and then we can have a custom link, and then I'll make a T-shirt. I'll say whatever you guys want on it.
Yeah, I think
I was going.
We had originally floated the idea of listing Tom's top 5 favorite movies, which I believe, if memory serves, were 2 Lord of the Rings movies, The Big Lebowski, one more weird mediocre movie, and then question marks because he couldn't actually come up with 5 movies. So we could make that into a T-shirt. I'd have to go back and listen to that episode, but
I mean, we probably put it to the fans because they're
the
going to be
movies
buying.
I said were The Two Towers, Dewey Cox, Fight Club, and Kindergarten.
Dewey Cox. Oh Jesus, it's even worse than I remembered.
That was my top 5. Were those 4, and then you stopped me, and then
Was True Lies not on there?
Oh, it should be.
What kind of a sick bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?
I love.
There
True
you go.
Lies.
You've got 5 movies.
Yep, there we go. Tom's top 5.
Tom
all
Arnold
time.
is just so good in True Lies, and that's not something you can really say about anything.
But that's another conversation for another time.
Right.
For now, we might make more of these. Maybe we don't. Before we make another, I'm definitely going to need to charge my phone. So that's going to be its own bridge that I need to cross. Do you guys have anything you want to put over right now? Anything you want people to check out?
Check out Wearing Your Mask.
Yeah.
Wear your mask while you're checking out, and check out Wearing Your Mask. And subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And how about you treat retail employees with respect, because we're trying to help you and we're not your fucking enemy.
You know what? Counterpoint, just treat us like shit. It's because you know what? I punch in for my shift, and it doesn't matter whether people are good to me or really shitty, because the shift's going to be the same either way. And that is what I hear when you say that microwaving a hot dog is the same. Anyway, we want to thank you guys for listening somehow. We don't know why you did it. We want to thank Jeff Rosenstock and Bomb the Music Industry for the use of their song. Poor decision on your parts, but thankfully we haven't made too much use of it. We want to thank Ron for producing, as always. We want to thank Nick McCarter for giving us recording equipment. And thank you all again. And who knows, maybe we'll be back soon. Probably not if I have anything to do about it. But for now, this has been the Coat Check, the podcast. You know what? Counterpoint, don't legalize it. Good night, everybody.
Oh, come on.
You gotta legalize it.
And I'm Tom Domingovic. And that's Ron Rucci.
Oh,
Ron
I was
Rucci
gonna say my name. All right. That's it.
All
All right. We did it. Hell yeah.
Ron. Ron, don't fuck this up.
I think I'm the only one running with actual recording equipment.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do? That's hey, you know.
Hey, I have a cell phone.
Yeah.
I thought we were done.
Equipment.
Oh, this isn't going in the episode.
No, I mean, I thought we were done with the podcast.
Yeah, I did too, but you know, some things just had to be aired out.
All right. Well,